So, very good morning, all the students. Today, we will start with our first practical, okay, of the structural analysis 2. So, basically, in structural analysis 2, you will be having total of 8 practicals based on the theory that we will cover in our theory lectures. So based on that, there are total 8 practicals are there. Okay, so out of which already we have done the unit number 2, that is moment distribution method. So based on that, 2 practical is there. Okay, if you see on the screen, analysis of continuous beam by manual method, that is moment distribution, and the validation of the same by StatPro. Second one is the analysis of single story non-sway portal frame by manual method, MDM, and validation of same by StatPro. Okay, so we have already done the moment distribution method, so we can easily solve the numerical in the practical also as a manual calculation, and also the result of the manual calculation that is obtained in the form of bending moment and shear force can be easily validated by using the software called StatPro. Okay, so let us see the practical number 1. So first of all, I would like you to tell you this is a practical number 1. In this practical, analysis of a continuous beam is you have to solve by using moment distribution method and using StatPro. So as shown on the screen, there is a fixed beam is there. A support is a fixed support, C is also a fixed support, but B support is a hinge support. Okay, so whenever the intermediate support is there, although the sign is looking like a fixed support, but in any structure there will be no fixity in the intermediate span, always remember. Okay, so B is always like a pin support or like a hinge support. Okay, so A and C are the fixed and B is a hinge support. So W kilonewton loading is there and as a concentrated load, and W kilonewton per meter loading is there as a UDL load. So I have divided the roll number, okay, and the loading condition and span condition. So I think in your class, by considering the C1 and C2 batch, total of 75 or 78 students are there. So according to your roll number, you have to put very carefully the respective span value of L1 and loading in terms of kilonewton per meter and loading in terms of kilonewton, that is a concentrated load. If you see the row wise, so for roll number 1, 10, 19, 28, 37, 46, 55 and 64 and 73, the span condition will be 5 meter, loading condition will be 5 and 10 kilonewton. Similarly, the MI span will be for roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, MI will be 1, and whereas for rest of the roll number, the MI will be as per the column given below. Okay, so you have to solve your numerical based on this table format. Okay, so you have to understand this. Okay, so this is a condition. So I have solved one numerical for you as a manual calculation, so that it will be easy for you to solve the manual calculation. Okay, and we will also see how to validate this manual result of bending moment and shear force with StatPro. So this is the part SA2 practical number 1. So this is W kilonewton is there, 2 meter and 4 meter is there. W kilonewton per meter is the UDL intensity is there. So I have considered the case number 1. For example, length is considered, I have considered 5 meter, that is 1. W is considered 5 kilonewton per meter and W is considered as 10 kilonewton, and I is equal to 1. So this numerical will be applicable for roll number, okay, roll number 1, I think. Okay, roll number 1 will be benefited in this case, because for roll number 1 the length will be 5 meter, W will be 5 and W will be 10 kilonewton. Rest of the roll number you have to check, or you have to see that how I have solved this numerical, and based on that you can solve the manual calculation. Okay, so this is the example. L1 is 5 meter, W is equal to 5 kilonewton per meter, that is the UDL intensity, and W is the 10 kilonewton, and I is considered as 1. So here here AB I is already given, where in case of BC I have considered as I equal to 1, that is equal to I. Okay, so this is the standard sign convention. Okay, anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise, which will be used while calculating the fixed end moment. So in step number 1 we have to calculate the fixed end moment. So fixed end moment for AB, as the load is eccentric load and W is 10 kilonewton and the span is 2 and 4, that is 6 meter. So the formula will become for moment AB is equal to minus WAB square by L square. So minus 10 into 2 into 4 square by L is 6 meter. So 6 square, that is 36. That is the answer is minus 8.88. Similarly for moment of AB, it will be clockwise, that is plus. So it will be equal to 10 into 2 square into 4 by 36. The answer will be 4.44. Similarly, in case of span BC, the intensity of the loading is 5 kilonewton per meter and the length is 5 meter. So 5 into 5 square by 12, as the formula is WL square by 12. Therefore minus 5 into 5 square by 12, the answer is minus 10.42. Similarly for CB, it is 5 into 5 square by 12, that is equal to 10.42 kilonewton meter. Okay, so in step number 1 you have to calculate the fixed end moment. Okay, the next step is the calculation of distribution factor. So there is only one joint is there, intermediate joint, that is B is there, and the connected member with B is BA and BC. So stiffness will become I by L and I by L. Why I by L stiffness will be considered? Because on either side the support is fixed support. So therefore I by 6 for BA and for BC I by 5. So it is equal to 0.16, 0.2. Sum of the stiffness will be equal to 0.36, and finally the distribution factor will be equal to 0.16 by 0.36. The answer will be equal to 0.44. Similarly 0.2 by 0.36, the answer will be 0.56. Okay, so we will get the distribution factor for BA will be equal to 0.44. Similarly for BC will be equal to 0.56. Okay, now you have to put this table under this diagram so that the calculation become easy, just like I have drawn this. 0.44 here and 0.56 is here. I have written the member AB, BA and BC and CB. Then I have written the fixed end moment that I have calculated in step number 1, 8.88, that is minus 8.88, 4.44, minus 10.42 and 10.42. Now this is a very simple type of numerical. Here no need to calculate n number of cycle, because the intermediate joint is only 1. So only you have to balance this 10 minus 10.42 plus 4.44. Okay, so answer will be 5.83. Minus 5.83 will be the answer. Then you have to multiply minus 5.83 into 0.44. The answer will become 2.63. But we have to balance this in positive form. So 2.63 will be the answer. Similarly, minus 5.83 into 0.56, the answer will be equal to 3.34. And the unit will become, and the sign convention will become plus. Now take the half carry over 2.63 to the respective span here and here, because either side the support is fixed support. So 2.63 by 2, the answer is 1.31. Similarly 3.34 by 2, that is 1.67. Okay, now take the sum. Minus 8.88 plus 1.31, the answer will be equal to minus 7.57 is the final moment obtained at EB. Similarly for BA, 4.44, 2.63, the answer is 7.07. Here minus 7.07 and here 12.09. So at intermediate joint you can see that the whatever the moment which is obtained is equal, that is it can be balanced. 7.07 here minus 7.07, so net moment will become 0. Okay, now we have to plot the bending moment. So initially minus 7.57, based on that you have to for your understanding you can draw this moment. So it will be equal to minus 7.57, it is 7.07, minus 7.07 and 12.09. So based on the tail direction you can plot 7.57, this is 7.07, this is 12.09. So initially you have to draw the bending moment for the based on the net bending moment you obtain as per the moment distribution cycle. Then you have to draw the sagging bending moment. So this 13.33, where it comes from? The W is 10. So 10 into 2 into 4 by L, WAB by L. The answer is WAB by L, 13.33. Here WL square by 8, 5 into 5 square by 8. Answer will be equal to 15.62. So this 7.57, 7.07 and 12.09. So this moment we can see how it can be validated by using StatPro, by modeling the same model in Stat. Okay, so similarly also you can split your diagram into two parts, put all the external loading and your calculated moment over that, and based on RARB you can calculate the shear force. This is the calculation of shear force, RARB, and this is the final mode. So we will see how this value will come in our StatPro. Okay, so in your practical, okay, excuse me, first of all you have to solve each and every numerical that is given in practical, okay, as a manual calculation. So based on the manual calculation, whatever the moment you will obtain, that is the final moment, and this moment you have to validate using StatPro software. Okay, so let us see how to plot or how to define the modeling in StatPro, and how we will analyze the structure by using StatPro, and how we will get the bending moment and shear force based on StatPro. Okay, so initially let us start with StatPro by clicking on the icon. So when you click the StatPro, this screen will appear. Okay, so before going through the StatPro, I would like to tell you some basic thing about the StatPro. This is the most commonly used user-friendly software, okay, which is universally accepted by all the countries. If you see, there are n number of countries license configurations are there. Okay, so based on that we have to click on Indian design code, okay, because we are dealing the Indian design. Okay, so we have to click this. Okay, then we will go to the next part, that is a new project. Okay, so click on new project. Okay, then there are four options are there: space, plane frame, then floor and truss. So out of which we have to consider the space frame, because we are dealing with a space frame. Okay, now here you can name your file, storing file, as a beam or MDM or whatever name you will suggest. So I can write as beam, 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 MDM case. Okay, and here it is also asking for the location. Okay, so you can make a folder in your drive, okay, in your local drive, and in that drive you can save this model. So I have defined the location in my G drive as under the SA2 practical under folder number 1. So under that all the data whatever I am modeling will be stored in the same drive. Okay, so after this there are two parameters also given, that is one is length and second is force. So here you will very careful about the length. So length should be measured in meter and force should be measured in terms of kilonewton. Okay, so answer, so the length factor must be meter and the force unit must be kilonewton. Now let's go to next part. After this, add beam is there, add plate is there, add solid is there, then open structure wizard is there, then open stat editor and edit job is there. So out of which you have to go for add beams, because adding the n number of beam we will model the structure. Okay, add plate and add solids, these are applicable for the slab and high rise structures. Okay, Now go to the finish after this. So this screen will be appear. Okay, so first of all we will see out of which coordinates the we will going to uh, construct or design our model. So there are n number of axes are there. One is x axis, which is along the x, then z axis is there, then y axis is there. Okay, so under this axis we will go for xz axis. Okay, so here you will go for create. After this xy is there, but we will work on xz axis. So name it as a b c d, whatever you want. I will named as a, suppose. Okay, then okay, then go for this linear a. So this is your xz axis. Okay, always remember in your model y axis should be always vertical by default. Okay, this y axis must be vertical. After this, okay, we have to model the beam, this AB and BC. AB is of 6 meter and BC is of 5 meter. So let us see how to model this. So by default the grid line spacing is 1 meter, so we can use this. So place the cursor at the origin point. Okay, then measure up to 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 is there. After this measure up to 1 2 3 4, but here is it is only 4 grid is there. So we will use the translation repeat command. So this is the first and most important command in the StatPro. So click on this. So there, if you see, this is the 3D repeat command is there. Under this we have to extend our line in x direction. So x is already global direction is there. Number of step we are required only 1. Default spacing we required 5 meter. Okay, now link the space so that the two member must be rigidly connected. Then okay. Okay, so first of all we have to select this. Okay, so here the point cursor, there's a node cursor is there. You have to click this and then you have to select. After selecting, you can see that the node become red. It means that the cursor is it means that the node is selected. After selecting this, go to the translation repeat in x direction. Default spacing is 5 meter. We also require the spacing in this of the same length. Okay, then link the space, then okay. So this will become 5 meter and this is 6 meter. Okay, now we will work on the our structure in front view. This is a 3D view. So let us see. This is 3D view. Okay, this is a front view. After this, what we required is that in structure in StatPro, one thing one must understand that we have to define a property to the structure. This is a beam member. This is also a beam member, because unless and until we are not define the property to the beam, the stat will not going to analyze the structure. It will consider just like a line if you will not define our beam. Okay, so here by default we can select these two beam. Okay, so these two beams are connected, or these two beams are selected. Okay, after this go to the command. Under command you can see the third option, that is a member property is there. Go to the prismatic section. Okay, under this rectangular property is there, because beam is a rectangle. Now just define yd as 0.2 yd as 0.45. okay, and zd is 0.23. okay, we have defined this and then assign and close. So if you see that we have defined the rectangular section 0.23 by 0.45. okay, it is nothing to, this property is nothing important in our analysis part, but as a part of a calculation stat required the definition of a beam. Okay, after this, if we will not require these rectangular 0.45 by 0.23, okay, whatever written on the screen, so we can just right click the mouse and go to the label. Under this, on the property section, there are three options is there. We can go for none, so that our whatever the written part is there on the screen can be skipped. So apply and this. Okay, now second thing is, after this we have to, this is a point A, this is point B, and this is point C. So A and B are the fixed support as per our geometry. Okay, so for this we have to select A, go to the node cursor, control, then you have to select the A and you have to select the C point. Okay, then go to the command, go to the support specification. There are n number of option is there, so we have to go for the fixed support. Okay, then assign and close. So if you see that A and C are assigned as a fixed support. After this, again select the central node, that is a point C, and after this go to the command, again support specification, and defined as a pinned support, and then assign. Okay, so you can see that on the screen A and C become fixed support and C become hinge support. Okay, now the next step is the application of the external loading on the structure. So let us see how to apply the external loading. For this, you will see on the left hand side under the modeling section there is a general tab is there, so you can click the general tab. Okay, under the general tab there is a load and definition part is there, so click the load and definition, then click the load case detail and add. Okay, so here you will see number 1 is there, and loading type, there are n number of loading is there, but here instead and in manual calculation we have only applied the live load as a part, so we have to consider the live load. Okay, after this you can name it as live load or LL. Okay, so I will write the title as LL for my understanding, so it will become live load. Okay, so it is LL, that is a live load. So this is LL. Okay, now add and close. So under the load case I have defined the one load, that is live load, and under this live load I have to define my two external loading condition, that is our W, that is a eccentric load acting on the span AB, and W kilonewton per meter span, that is acting on span BC. So let us see how to define the external load on the structure. So here under live load, click on live load and then go to the add section. If you see under this n number of option is there, so our first case will be member load. This is the under member load, again n number of forces are there, so you have to select very carefully based on of your external loading condition. So first of all we have to see the uniform force. Uniform force means kilonewton meter, that is a UDL load, so we have to consider the uniform force. What was the intensity? It was 5 kilonewton. Okay, one of the most important part is here we have to apply the external load as a minus load. Why? Because GY direction is there, but here Y is a upward force. By default Y is a upward axis is there, so we whatever the external loading which is given in our numerical, we have to apply as a negative sign, so that it will directly go or act as a gravity. Okay, so it will I have to assign as a minus 5 kilonewton per meter under this. Okay, then enter. So this is like this. Now I have to apply this minus 5 kilonewton on the structure. So this is a BC part, so I have to apply this. So first of all, by choosing this member, okay, I have to choose this member BC, and then again I have to choose this minus 5 kilonewton per meter load, and on that assigning method is there and number of option is there. If you see at the bottom, so we have to go to assign to the selected beam because I have selected this particular beam. So assign on that, then assign. So if you see, this UDL load will be active. Now I have to define the eccentric load on the member AB. So let us see how to apply the eccentric loading. So again, under the live load category we have to add, and under the member load and number of options are available. So we have to go for the concentrated force. So under the concentrated force, the P load is there. So for P load we have to go for minus 10 because our external eccentric load as per our numerical was minus 10. So it will be equal to minus 10 kilonewton, okay, in GY direction. So here we have to, first of all, before going through this, we have to select the member first. Okay, we have to select the member first and then we will proceed for our loading condition. After this, go to the live load, then add, okay, under this member load, then concentrated force, and here it will be minus of 10 kilonewton. Whatever the what is the D1 D2 stand for? D1 means whatever the distance we will require under the loading conditions. Okay, so D1 is given as 2 meter from the left support, so we can write it as 2 meter here. Okay, we would not require D2, only one dimension is enough for this. So enter this and okay, and here and assign to the selected beam. Okay, then assign. So this is your loading is there. So 10 kilonewton as a constant eccentric load is acting on the member AB, and a UDL intensity of 5 kilonewton per meter is acting on the span BC. Now the next step is select all the member. Okay, select all the member, then go to the command, then go to the analysis part, and then go to the perform analysis, then under this go for all, then okay. Okay, then under next to the command there is a analysis command option is there. Go to the analysis, then run analysis, and then save. After saving this whole analysis process will be carried out by the STAD, and then after this you will see that zero error and zero warning will appears as a final output. Then go to the post processing mode and then go for done. After this excuse me, selected and available parameter is there. Just go for the selected, then apply, then okay. So after this you will get this. You will get this is a output. This is a post processing, that is after analysis you will get this final obtain. So just enlarge this. Okay, now let us see the deflection. So first of all we will see the bending moment part. Okay, we will see the bending moment part. So for this, here MZ option is there, bending Z. So this will give you your final bending moment. Okay, so click on MZ. So this is your bending moment diagram. Okay, this will your final bending moment. Okay, then go to the result section, go to the view value, then beam result, end result. First of all we will see the end result. Okay, then this. So if you see that this is 7.54, this is 7.16, and this is 12.05. the same whatever we obtain on as our manual calculation. This is 7.57, 7.07 and 12.09. So this was our answer. This 7.54, 7.16 and 7.05. So at the midpoint the answer is just what slightly after point there is 1 and whatever the answer we will obtain as a 7.07. So it is okay. Okay, so 7.5, 7.1 and 12.05. Now you have to take this diagram as a screenshot, okay, in your practical, and you just put under your practical number 1 as a output of your STAT. Okay, so this is the output of your beam. This is the output of your this is the bending moment output by using STAT. Now let us see how to calculate how the shear force, okay, will obtain. So under this again click on bending. Okay, now the structure is become in its original position. Now go for the Fy. This is the Fy condition. Fy will give you your shear force. Okay, again control and then scroll your mouse so that the diagram become more accurate. So this is your bending moment diagram. So if you go to the result section, go to the view value, then beam result. Okay, under this go for the shear end. Okay, so and shear end point, and you can go for the maximum also. Okay, this is your midpoint also. So this is your final answer. 6.7, 3.2, 11.5 and 13.4. If you see that your manual calculation exactly says 6.7, 3.25, 11.4 and 13.5. Okay, so by this way you can validate your answer by using STAT Pro. So you must understand that the modeling of the structure is very important in your STAT Pro. If you committed any mistake in your modeling stage or applying the or if you done any error while applying the external loading case in your STAT, then your answer will become different. So be very careful while modeling the STAT, while modeling your model in the STAT. Okay, so this is your cross check by using STAT Pro. Okay, so in your practical number 1, it is expected that you will solve the complete numerical as a manually. Okay, in that you have to show the bending moment and shear force diagram with whole calculation, and the justification of the same you have to do in STAT file, and you have to take the snapshot of the output of the STAT file of the diagram of this bending moment and shear force, okay, in your practical number 1 as a proof that you have done your calculation in STAT also and obtain the results. So this much is expected, okay, in your practicals. After that we will see more and more numerical, okay, in STAT. So based on that you will get practice in this software. Okay, so it is requested to all the students that whatever the loading conditions, span conditions and MI condition, okay, you are having in your practical number 1 as per your roll number, okay, you have to solve both manually as well as by using STAT Pro. Okay, and give me and show me the result in the form of a PDF, okay, and submit it in Google Classroom. I will make the folder for the SA2 practical, and you can submit your practical in the PDF form along with this STAD output, so that I can see how many students have done their practicals. Okay, so thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.